Well, thank you again, and good morning, Coral Gables. Good morning, everybody. I am back this year with a message to you all as our Chamber of Commerce, and I appreciate the invitation on an annual basis, and I want to thank up front the Junior Orange Bowl for sponsoring this breakfast. They have stepped forward. This is the first time I remember the Junior Orange Bowl sponsoring a breakfast. I think it's a great thing, and I know that the Chamber appreciates it, and I appreciate it. Yes, everybody, this is Coral Gables. This is the City Beautiful. I was reminded of that at the tables with the beautiful new Chamber magazine, City Beautiful, which is there. It's a city known for its fountains, for its great festivals like the Junior Orange Bowl, Carnival on the Mile, others. Its historic structures, its beautiful homes, our trees. The other day I was sitting with a good friend. He's a fellow citizen of yours, and he, in his job, had to, for the purposes which I won't go into, go from community to community in an area of operations of a company and tour every single community that this company serves from Palm Beach into the Keys. And I know he's a little prejudiced. He is a resident, but he said that it's so obvious as you go from North Palm Beach to Key Largo when you enter and when you leave Coral Gables. He was proud to be a Coral Gables citizen, and he said he had been everywhere, in some very fine communities, by the way, too. But Coral Gables isn't just a beautiful, small, gated community that can keep every piece of paper off the street. It's a large, diverse, metropolitan community in the middle of a great metroplex with many challenges not faced by other communities which would like to be called the City Beautiful. Yesterday we entertained, and by the way, thank you, Sarah, for the promotion. I've just become president of the League of Mayors of the state of Florida. But yesterday we entertained the president, thank you, the immediate past president of the Florida League of Cities. And he said that during his year tenure as president of the League of Cities, he visited over 200 cities from Pensacola to Key West. And even though he himself is a public servant and an official in Palm Beach County, he said it never ceases to amaze him that you know immediately when you're in Coral Gables. And it's not just the trees and the festivals and the houses and the historic buildings. It's the people. It's this group. It's you. But let me say this. This is not Wonderland. This is not Oz. This is not Valhalla. We are basically a typical 21st century community trying to make a go of it in the face of new and unexpected and unknown challenges, unknown from the past. This last week has reminded me that we are all humans, that we face common threats, common challenges, and we're all trying to make a go of it while continuing to be proud of who we are, and what we are about. This week has been full of reminders of that. The human tragedies that have occurred. The young 20-year-old UM co-ed with her whole life ahead of her, who tragically was run over by one of our own city street sweepers, who lies near death at the Ryder Trauma Center. And all of a sudden we remember what the important things in life are. Pat Whiteley has told me that she still lives today and she's about to undergo more major surgery. And our prayers are with her, as they have been from the beginning, and with the whole UM campus as they worry too, alongside their fellow student. The Coral Gables High School student whose life was tragically ended the other day by an outrageous and active rage fight occurring. And you know what? I've gotten the worst emails of people screaming at the school system and screaming at people about what they think is wrong with the school system. There may be things wrong with the school system. It is a gigantic system. It services the fifth largest student population in the United States. And let me tell you how proud we are of Coral Gables High School and how it works hard day after day to turn out some of the finest graduates and some of the finest people that the 21st century will see. And there's just very little way you can stop a fight between two students in an act that no one ever contemplated would happen. But again, our prayers go out to that family. Our prayers to go out to the students of Coral Gables High School. When I embraced the principal of Coral Gables High School, who had been on the job 1 month, this is a large, husky, healthy male who was absolutely devastated. And again, I remembered what the important things are. We have had political tragedies in our past to remind us that, we're not immune, we're not better. We have had public officials who have forgotten their responsibilities to the citizens of the city. And we have had financial tragedies or major, deep challenges in all of our lives, whether it's paying our mortgage or making our business run or helping out our children as they struggle. As Romero Ortiz was quoted in the Miami Herald just Sunday, I believe, or in the past few days, Romero said, "This was the perfect economic storm." So as we look ahead, we ask, who are we and what are we about? But what I want to bring to you today as a message is that we are not defined. Our character is not defined by the tragedies or the challenges. Our character is defined by how we respond to them. Our character is defined about how we move forward, how we overcome, how we look ahead. And whether or not each of us, and together as a group, as citizens of Coral Gables or as members of this business community, as members of this chamber, how we will overcome. That is the question. How will we overcome? Yesterday, I convened one of my irregular roundtable discussions, and we brought about 25 people together, which included several elected officials from the area, 7 principals of both private and public schools, and some civic activists. And we came together to talk about the increasing absence of civility in our society. And in coordination with the absence of civility, the rise of acrimony and animosity in our public debate. It's a sad moment if our democracy will not be held together by the hard, the directed, the pointed debate which has made this country great since the beginning, but without the personalities, without the words of anger, and without the expressions of hatred. It's really a shame when you go around the country and talk about people giving impassioned argument about health care reform, and some of the expressions that have been hurled at one another and so forth. It has nothing to do with you as a person or me as a person. It has to do with the concept and what we believe about the concept. Well, yesterday we discussed plans for special educational outreach to our schools, elementary and high school, middle school. Special outreach that will take programming, especially including elected officials, into the schools to work with students on these issues. We talked about constituent academies where adults are actually invited into the city, which is what I have to do with. It could be at the county or state level, but constituent academies where people can actually learn more about their government, understand more about the operations, and discuss openly what they like, dislike, have issues with, or have suggestions for.